the trip down?
Good. Yeah, smooth.
How are these facilities? Do they suffice to get what you need to get done?
Should be good.
Bill, you've dealt with Tyreek Hill a number of times when he was with Kansas City. He's obviously he brings an explosiveness that's unique. Can you just maybe explain a little bit of the difficulty in dealing with that, and maybe the unknown as to how they'll deploy him?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. We'll see how they deploy him, how they use him. Might be different than Kansas City, might not. We'll see.
Is he unique? Obviously, it's kind of stating the obvious, but in terms of speed over the course of time, even in the NFL?
Rare speed. Mm-hmm.
So Mike McDaniel has a body of work as a coordinator. Basically, the head coach for the first time. How did you look at what their tendencies were as a coordinator, or is it different in this role?
Well, I think it's always different on opening day, no matter if the coordinator's been there for 10 years. It's still opening day, new season. So we'll see what that brings. But it certainly looks like from preseason that the kicking game is similar to what Danny did in the past, and the defense is similar to what Josh has done. So we'll see. But that's what it looks like. And then, Mike's influence on the offense is definitely 49ers flavor, what he did, the 49ers, and also, obviously similar to what it was in Washington. Shanahan system.
Coach, can you talk about more of specifically why this location, not something maybe closer to Miami, and why West Palm was the decision you made?
It just worked out. We looked at several options. This is the best one.
Coach, what can you kind of tell us about Bailey Zappi and kind of his progression during the preseason?
Sure. Young player. Took a lot of snaps, a lot of new things for him. But he's a hard-working kid, very diligent, improved. Like every rookie, he has a lot to learn, but he's learning quickly and making progress.
What impresses you about Tua Tagovailoa?
Productive player, knows how to use his weapons, receivers, backs. Makes a lot of good critical plays. Goal line, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. A couple plays in the 4-minute against us last year. So, smart football player.
Yeah.
When you think about Dietrich Wise and his growth with you since he came to you in 2017 as a player and as an individual, what stands out to you?
Wise has always been a pretty mature kid, very hardworking, one of the most diligent workers we have. Great attitude, always puts the team first, always looking to do extra. Whatever you tell him to do, he works really hard to do it. So it's kind of always been that way. Like any player, he's physically developed, improved his techniques, just become a more experienced player. But all the traits were there. I don't think they've really changed.
The whole acclimation thing and getting into a climate, something like this, is it a situation week to week, or is it just this is so different coming down to the Skeets, and it's the one place?
We've been away for a week during the season multiple times in the last few years, so if it works out, it can be a good experience. I think this will.
Did you know as soon as the schedule came out that you wanted to get down here to kind of get used to this heat?
Again, we'd look things over and see what our options are. This wasn't as obvious a maybe stay as the Arizona-Vegas situation would be. Monday night game to Sunday, but we're here. It's good.
Bill, considering your offense was one of the most pressed in the league last year, do you think seeing a press-heavy team in Miami is a good test of the improvements you might have made in that area with the offseason and with the new offense?
I think every game's a good test for your team, regular season. So, yeah, every game's a good test. All the teams are good. All the teams will attack your weaknesses and try to make it hard on you. We'll try to do the same thing to them. See how it goes.
Bill, Christian Barmore did a great job with pass rush last year. How have you seen him develop defending the run and what you're asking those guys to do?
Yeah, I think he's improved like all of our second-year players have. Better fundamentals, better techniques, better understanding of the blocking schemes. He's played a lot of different positions, from 3 to 2 to 1 to 0, a little bit of 5 technique, but just, you know, the volume of that's not the easiest thing, especially for a young player. And I think he's gotten more comfortable with that. Guys he's playing with him, DG, Guy, Carl, Dan when he was here, and those guys are all pretty good. So, you know, I think they've all worked well with him. He's worked well with them. So it's good to have that continuity, have those same guys back.
What have you seen on film from him? Good player.
Versatile player. Plays a lot in the deep part of the field, but then they bring him up around the line of scrimmage. Blitz. Good tackler. It's a pretty instinctive player. He makes some good, decisions in the middle of the field on over routes and seam routes, and reads the quarterback well. Yeah, it's a good young player.
We know this is Coach McDaniels. Obviously, it's his first game, but being familiar with his style, this couple days of practice, what are some last things you're going to put in to get ready for that offense?
Whatever we think we need.
Bill, now that you had Devontae Parker for a few months, just what stands out to you about him?
Good player. Real good hands. Very competitive. There's a lot to like about him. He's big, he runs well, catches well. It's tough. I'm excited to see him play in regular season games for us.
When you look at a player like Barmore, Greg was asking about, is there a way to envision him as being, I was looking back, Vince Wilfork played like 75% of the plays in 2011, 2012. Is there a way to get Barmore to that point, or is the NFL just evolved so much that you're just not going to find big guys out there as often?
I think there's some players that play in those percentages. Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know. So we're trying to win the game. We're not trying to hit a percentage. So it's not really we want our best players out there. Want to cause problems for the other team. There's a management level that goes into that, especially early in the year. And we'll see how it all plays out. I don't know.
Any kind of similarities between Barmore and Vince?
They both play defensive tackle.
I noticed that as well.
Yeah.
Bill, you mentioned all the uncertainty surrounding a season opener. Happens obviously every season. But does that mean the game typically takes longer to declare, or do you kind of know how things are developing about the same time as games later in the year?
I don't think it takes longer to declare. I mean, games are the same length. I think it's just you have to decide, once you see how the game's going, what you want to keep in, what you want to throw out, or maybe what you might need to add based on the way it's going. So it's hard to get everything ready for everything. Put your chips on a few numbers, and those numbers come up, you're good. And if some other numbers come up, then you probably need to do something. So I can't think of too many opening days that there wasn't in-game adjustments that were an important part of the game. And I'm sure it's true both ways. So it's opening day. Nobody's really shown anything. We'll see what happens. First game. That'll declare a lot more going into the second game. That'll declare a lot more going into the third game, and then there'll be a point where you'll kind of have a pretty good feel for what the other team is going to do, and probably what you're going to do too. Good. Yeah, just